Being a highly sensitive person in a deeply insensitive world is a challenge. You have to navigate through lots of frustrations, anxieties, misunderstanding, overwhelm, everything that a person with regular sensitivity has to navigate through, but at a much higher emotional pitch. If to compare human nervous system to painting styles, normal sensitivity is realism, where everything is depicted pretty much like it is in reality, while high sensitivity looks more like fauvism, where colors and shapes are painted in a more intense and impactful way, sometimes making it hard to say what is what. And because of this, as a self-defense and balancing mechanism, again, just as many HSPs do, I have developed a few life living strategies that I thought would spare me worries and stress. But I was wrong, at least about one of such strategies. And in this video, I will share with you my biggest regret as an HSP in her early 40s. I will tell you what I've been refusing to do for all these years and why I find it important to change this thing, this regret of mine, especially in the current condition of the world, which is pretty messy and also scary. Please keep in mind that I'm not a medical professional. I'm just a curious and highly sensitive explorer of human nature. I don't talk about diagnosis here, and I refer to high sensitivity as a way of perceiving the world, as a peculiarity of nervous system, and I share only my personal subjective thoughts and experiences and opinions. And high sensitivity is just one of an array of topics that I touch upon on this channel. So if you're interested in getting more information on this, check out, there is a whole playlist on my channel. And the final disclaimer, if you have serious mental health struggles, please consider seeking professional help. So my main regret, it is rooted in the overall softness and acceptance that almost every highly sensitive person has at their core. It's the habit of enduring too much just because you don't want a conflict. Not standing up for yourself because you just don't want excessive attention, questions, or argument. On so many occasions, I refused to defend myself and speak up or act up just because I was horrified to face all the possible messy and noisy consequences of doing that. But guess what? Almost always, sooner or later, I regretted not doing that. Yet, I would repeat the whole course of actions over and over again. Better say not action, but inaction. Highly sensitive people are very thin-skinned, and it takes zero effort to hurt us. Yet we have learned to make our thin skin as durable as it can be, like super duper nana indestructible. But do we really need to endure that much? There are so many tips and recommendations out there saying like how you can stand up for yourself without potentially hurting feelings of other people, how to be strong yet respectful, and so on and so forth. But all these recommendations are useless for highly sensitive people because we are already too respectful and too aware of other people's feelings. And because of that, we prefer to be hurt rather than hurt someone else. We prefer to be rejected rather than rejecting. We prefer even to apologize for anything, even if there is no responsibility, there is no fault of ours in that. And the longer this tendency lasts, the more unimportant we become to ourselves. I have met highly sensitive people who felt lost and confused because being strong empaths, they let others win over so often that they no longer could tell which emotions and needs and desires were theirs and which were the ones that others had. Before I suggest 4 major red flags showing that probably it's time to stand up for yourself as an HSP, I want to highlight one of the best habits for highly sensitive people, which is grounding, and a wonderful tool that helps me practice grounding daily. It is Aura, an all-in-one mental wellness app and the kind sponsor of this part of the video. Aura offers extremely varied and personalized content for a grounded and mindful living. Expert-led meditations, daily sleep tracks, CBT and ACT programs, live sessions where you get to connect with the community, podcasts about psychology, and even a one-on-one coaching feature. There are hundreds of specialists you can choose from. Those are all real people with real experience, knowledge, and expertise. Setting up your account is very easy. From the very beginning, Aura starts learning your needs and content preferences so that you can enjoy a tailored selection right from the start. If you, like me, need to practice more grounding as an HSP, I've created a whole playlist of selected tracks for that. There are morning meditations, sleep support tracks, ACT and CBT sessions, breathwork, relaxing yoga guidance, and more that will help you get back into your body. With this, I invite you to join me for a 30-day mindfulness journey. My playlist has 30 tracks, so you can have a full month of grounding practices with Aura, handpicked by me. Right now, you can get started for completely free on Aura's website using my special link in the description. Only the first 500 people will get a free trial and exclusive 25% off. And here are 4 red flags signaling that probably it's time to stand up for yourself, even if this perspective horrifies you. You make too many compromises. Those are needed to build healthy relationships, of course, but always willingly compromising can be alarming. People take advantage of you far too often, and although this fact gives you certain discomfort, you find a way to justify it over and over again. On many occasions, you don't know what you are feeling, and that happens when you take up more from others than accept and recognize your own. You say "I'm sorry" all the time. And most importantly, as usual, you are the first to apologize. I recognize myself in all of this. In so many challenging situations, I was ready to fix things at any cost, even if that would mean my own discomfort, unhappiness, and mental health struggles. So if you are a fellow HSP, please hear me out. Your own feelings, your own needs are a valid reason for you to leave the party, for example, if you really want to do that. It's the reason for you to stop talking to a person who makes toxic jokes that are cringy for you. It's a valid reason for you to reject an invitation to a family gathering or to respond to a harassment. After all, even if many people don't think of this as a harassment. When I was about to leave my last office job about 10 years ago, I had a horrible video call with my boss, the head of the marketing department, just after I gave her my 2-week notice. She stared at me and yelled at me something like, who do you think you are? Are you too good for this job? This company has given you so much. And I was just frozen. A 32-year-old grown woman. I couldn't respond anything. The only thing that I wanted is just that conversation to be over so that I could pack my stuff in 2 weeks and never ever see that place again. I thought that I was too unimportant to voice my opinion of the company and its ethics. I thought that nobody will support me, and I thought that I was just alone with my silly little ideas. Was I wrong? I surely was. By refusing to stand up, I capitulated and I didn't make a single effort to assert myself and my own values. I didn't vote for myself, and that sucked. And it's just one example of many, and I'm sure a lot of HSPs watching this can relate to my experience and could tell a lot of similar situations that they had in their life. So what can we do about it? It's very simple. Stand up for yourself when you can. Strength is born from strength. Assertiveness stems from an assertive seed, and a small action grows into a bigger one. When you refuse to endure too much, you choose yourself first. And it's not about egocentricity, it's about owning and accepting your own feelings and your needs. When I look back at my past stories, I see so clearly now that on many occasions avoiding external conflicts bred more internal conflicts and the rejection of my own core. Two major tips here from my experience. Admit your preferences and needs and voice them if necessary, and treat them as normal rather than a burden for others. Be honest with your opinions. You can choose to be gentle or harsher than usual. Adapt. Don't be the same person all the time. Situations and people involved in these situations are different. Life is different and complex, and so are you. Own your complexity, because, well, after all, it is beautiful. Am I disappointed with my past self? Yes, a little bit, but still. And before I would deny this disappointment, I would say no, I accept and love myself unconditionally. But the thing is that you can love yourself, but at the same time see things in yourself that you don't like this much. And it is the power of love that can transform everything that has to be transformed. For years, I've been doing my best to nurture self-love, not unconditionally, not blindly, but with a grounded honesty. And thanks to it, I was finally able to see my biggest HSP regret and accept it. And now I'm choosing to act differently. I will be glad if you decide to share your own challenging experiences or maybe regrets as an HSP. Maybe you can relate to what I've said today, or maybe not. Let's discuss. Thank you so much for your time, attention, and support of my work, dear friends. For now, as always, be safe and keep your heart open, and I will see you soon. Пока-пока.